It was a moonless night, the kind that cast the world in a blanket of inky blackness. Sarah sat by the window, the wind howling outside, but the room remained still, as though holding its breath. The faint sound of whispers drifted through the cracks in the walls, soft and almost imperceptible, but undeniably there. Sarah had lived in the old house for months now, ever since she'd moved to the small, sleepy town on the edge of the forest. The locals spoke of the house in hushed tones, warning her that the place had a history of strange occurrences. Yet, Sarah, a woman of logic and reason, had brushed off their superstitions. But tonight, something felt different. She could feel it in her bones. The whispers weren't just from the wind. They were voices, faint but distinct, speaking in words that seemed to reach into her very soul. Sarah. The voice was a soft whisper, and her name was drawn out in a way that made her shiver. She turned her head, her heart racing, but the room was empty, the shadows deepening in the corners. The door creaked, but no one entered. She shook her head, trying to dismiss the feeling as her mind playing tricks on her. But the whispers persisted. They grew louder, now filling the air with a sense of urgency. Each word felt like it was pulling her closer, drawing her into the darkness that had been silently waiting. Sarah, come closer. We need you. Unable to resist any longer, she rose from her chair, her feet moving of their own accord. The whispers seemed to guide her, leading her toward the stairs that creaked under her weight. Her pulse quickened as she descended into the basement, the temperature dropping with each step. At the foot of the stairs, the whispers stopped. Silence. An oppressive silence. Then, from the corner of the room, a faint glow appeared. A strange greenish light that seemed to pulse with life. Slowly the light brightened, revealing an old, cracked mirror. The glass was covered in dust, but something about it felt alive, as if it had been waiting for her. Sarah stepped forward, her reflection staring back at her, but it wasn't quite right. Her eyes in the mirror seemed darker, hollow, like they were trying to convey something she couldn't understand. She reached out a trembling hand to touch the glass, and the instant her fingers made contact, a cold surge of energy shot through her. The whispers returned, louder now, almost deafening. Join us! The mirror began to distort, warping her reflection until it no longer resembled her at all. It was someone else. Someone she had never seen before, yet felt inexplicably connected to. Her breath caught in her throat as the figure in the mirror reached out to her, its pale hand emerging from the glass. With a scream, Sarah stumbled back, but the hand followed, emerging from the mirror like a dark, twisted shadow. The whispers now roared in her ears, drowning out everything else. The figure grinned, and Sarah understood with a chilling clarity. The house had been waiting for her, for someone who would listen, someone who could see the truth beyond the veil of the ordinary world. The whispers had been calling her all along, and now she had answered. In the darkness, Sarah was no longer alone. The whispers had found their voice, and they were hers to carry forever.